Let's see how we can implement the breadth first traversal algorithm. So we need a new method, public void traverse breadth first. We give it a root node. Now here we want to validate this node. So just like before, we call nodes.get, give it the root. And if node is null, we're just going to return immediately. Now here we need a set for keeping track of the visited nodes, just like before. So a set of nodes, we call it visited and set it to a new hash set. Now we need a queue. So I'm going to use the queue class that is declared in the java.util package, a queue of nodes. We call it the queue, and we set it to a new instance of the ArrayDeck class. We covered this in the first part of the series. So the ArrayDeck class is a queue implementation using an array. Okay. Now we add this root node to our queue. So queue.add node. And here's our while loop. While the queue is not empty. What are we going to do here? We're going to remove the item at the front of the queue and store it in the current variable. If you have visited this node before, we're going to remove another item from our stack. So if visited that contains current, we're going to continue. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to print this on the console, print the current, and then add it to our set. So visited.add current. Finally, we should look at all its unvisited neighbors. So for each neighbor in adjacency list that get current, if you haven't visited this node before, so if visited doesn't contain the neighbor, then we're going to add it to the back of our queue. So queue.add the neighbor. Let's test our algorithm. So I'm going to call the traverse breadth first method and pass the A as the starting node. So we get A, B, C, D. Beautiful. What if we pass the C? We only see the C. How about an invalid node? Perfect.